Hi everyone, welcome to your morning message. This message is for February 9th, 2020. Of course, the readings are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you hear it. Also, they're for anybody who hears it. If it resonates, it's for you. If you'd like a personal reading with me, which can include live coaching via video chat, you can find my link below. It's a link to my Etsy shop. If you'd like to donate, thank you in advance. The link below to my PayPal link is there as well. All right. Okay, so let's jump in. So guys, today's message comes to us from our loving guides and spirit team. It comes to us with this energy of the Fool card. So the Fool card is all about having a new beginning. So in this Fool card, I'm seeing quite a few things. For some of you, you've already had this beginning, but you're kind of, hanging out. You're probably a little bit in stagnant energy. You're not really moving forward. Some of you are on the brink of having this new beginning, and you may have had a false start, right? You may have fallen for what you consider to be part of the new beginning, but it actually isn't. Now, I'm seeing Spirit giving this person a lift back up onto the ledge. Now, looking at that latter situation where you may have stopped short of your actual new beginning. Say, for example, just using love as an example, because a lot of people watching usually watch for love relationships, but it doesn't have to be at all. Let's say, for example, that you're having a new beginning and you hear that someone who is you may be told that, oh, love is coming in for you, or you might hear it on the wind, you might feel it with your senses, and somebody approaches you and you think that's the person, but it's actually not the person, for example. Or you know that you're going to get a really great job, you've been told that, and now some new things are coming in as far as a job, but you are mistaking the job that's coming in for the real thing that you should be gravitating towards. So I just want to make a quick commentary on that. When you are in a new, they're saying the word parallax, okay? So we're just going to throw that out there. But I have to look that up. So that's why I'm not going to comment on it. But when you are at a new beginning, or when you are at a place where some new information or new energy is coming in, they're saying that, oh, hold on, I'm gonna pause for a sec. Okay, I felt they needed me. I felt like they wanted me to look that up. First of all, I want to say please go to your nearest Google and look it up for yourself. But based on what they said, and always Google it for yourself so you can see what I've missed, because I'm an Aries and I'm impatient. But parallax is a measurement tool. So for example, if you'd like to measure something, say at this distance, right? Let's say it's for astronomy, by the way. So for example, if they want to measure the distance of a nearby object, whatever that it would be considered in space, they can look at some more distant objects in the background, as those are stationary. And oh shoot, I'm messing it up already. Anyway, the idea I saw online is, if you, for example, you put your thumb up like this and you put your thumb over something distant in your environment, and you probably want to measure something related to its positioning. So if you close your right eye and you measure where you're seeing the thumb, and then you close your left eye and open your right eye and you measure where you're seeing your thumb there, I guess you can look somehow the difference between those things and tell where the actual positioning is. Listen guys, good luck, best of luck with that. Turn to your right and your left and say, hi angels and guides, please tell me what this is, because your girl J Bear, we don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, so they're saying parallax. But before I go back to that, I want to say that this Fool energy, some of you are stopping short of the real thing, because you think just because this new energy is coming in for you, that the first thing that shows up is the actual thing. But actually they're saying, no, it's not the actual thing. It just means that the floodgates are open, and now things that are kind of similar to that, for example, oh, it's also a man, they're going to start showing up. But you have to discern the quality of what that thing is. So this is you telling the universe, no, this is not what I want. No, this is not what I want. And I could be wrong with the application of the concept of parallax as they're saying it, but it's almost like measuring, taking measurements and making comparisons Anyway, I'm just gonna leave that. Sorry guys. Sorry guides. Amen. Love you guides. They're like, love you too. Anyway. So you guys break out your rulers, you know, think about it. Oh, okay. Think about it. Measure this thing that has arrived. Thank you, God. Okay. That makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. I feel like with parallax you need at least 3 points, right? The thing that you're trying to measure, and the two opposite points that you're trying to measure it against. But anyway, so let's put it this way. You got this new guy show up because the floodgates are open, you know, energy's flowing, men are coming to you, and you have somebody show up. But is this the one that is really going to be your 10 of Cups awesome person? They're saying you must take into consideration what you've had before, and you got to be seeing that clearly. And then you've got to take into consideration what your ideal is. And I'm not saying, I need a man who this, that. I'm not saying that. But what would a 10 of Cups situation be for you? Reasonably. And what did you get out of it? What did you just get out of? Or what was your last thing? Reasonably. And then do the measurements. This person that you are attracting now, you want to make sure that they're closer to the more positive vein, right? But don't just stop right there. So, because maybe something better is coming along. I'm just going to leave it there. Thanks, God. But anyway, so they're coming through to acknowledge that there is new energy. So some of you may feel like, oh, I haven't started anything new, or yes, you have. If this reading resonates with you, the energy is there, but things are going to start coming in. You want to use your discernment. Let's take a look at what else they're offering us. Yeah, they're kind of repeating that energy again. Take a look here. We've got the 7 of Cups card, and notice how he just looks like I don't like his expression, but notice his clothing matches the bottom right cup. It has that little demon coming out of it or whatnot. So I think a lot of you are getting these new things coming at you, but you might be having trouble discerning what the good stuff is from the old stuff. See, look, he has a chance to get new stuff, but he's probably going to be still vibing or moving towards, because of some mental state or whatnot, moving towards some stuff that he would have been attracted to in the past, right? So you've got all these other options though, and I think that some of you may have already made a little bit of missteps. I'm seeing you making a choice, and it's like, if you did this choice and look what you came up with. It's a salamander in your hand. It's like, oh wait, this isn't what I want, right? So I'm seeing that for some of you, and I'm seeing, and I like this, that some of you have thrown it back into the lake, so to speak, which is good, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be trying things on. You're supposed to be seeing if it fits. Look at this glove. It's discarded on the floor because it doesn't fit. And she's like, screw that. I'd much rather use my own hands to pick these grapes, because I learned from the past that it's important to be able to fully assess the grapes that you're consuming. And I just feel like when I have this glove on, I'm not able to do that. So look at how she's aligning herself with an ideal now. Not just an ideal that benefits her, a standard, a principle. Always be able to assess the quality of the grapes that I'm consuming, instead of just, somebody comes by and take my glove, and before you know it, you're just wearing someone's glove and you're not actually setting yourself up to be able to assess the grapes. And notice how right now it's the 9 of Pentacles. It's the card of independence and really relying on yourself and just being awesome. Look at how she's using her own hands. She's not even worrying about that glove, okay? So my point is, send people, places, things, situations packing if they do not align with the principles of your future that you'd like to have result, right? That's where you're measuring what comes in against the principles of the future that you'd like to have, and the principles of the past that you could scratch off the list because it doesn't work. So yes, look at this. Knight of Swords. I'm seeing a little bit of a ruthless energy here, and part of me wants to be like, hey, that's good. Look at how this guy's shield is heart-shaped, and you, the viewer, are on the horse, and you're like, get out the way. Impaling, skewering, because you know why? You don't fit my ideals. And I'm not talking about ideals like, oh my gosh, she's got to have a car, oh, this person's got to do this, oh, this person's got to blah, blah, blah. No, those are not ideals. That's some craziness, okay? Ideals meaning your own principles. I need to be with someone who respects my voice. When I speak, I need to know that I've been heard. I need to know that they value what I'm saying, even if they don't agree. You know, these are principles that you must align with. And once you align yourself with the principles and not with the people involved in the situation, regardless of whether it's romantic or not, that's when you have a really good fighting chance to do what it is that you need to do to create your own happiness. Look at this, the Wheel of Fortune. Time has changed. This is a new cycle, they're saying. And you guys, I'm seeing some of you still need to do a little bit more research on certain things, certain concepts, defense mechanisms, whatever it is. Whatever this is, for some of you, like for example, if you're planning to open a restaurant, you may still need to do some more research, right? But remember, I'm using the example of romance, but this doesn't have to do with romance. Let's use the restaurateur example, right? So maybe in the past, a restaurateur, the person who wants to open a restaurant, may have been trying to align himself with friends who said, oh, I can help you. You know, they might be trying to align themselves with like the trends of what's going on. What do people want right now? Or trying to align themselves with saving money and this and that. All of these things are useful, yes, but they're not going to take you the distance, right? So you were making you were choosing options that were only giving you bad returns because you weren't aligning yourself with the principle that's necessary. Here's a great alignment. I align myself with certain goals, like my restaurant has to offer fresh food. My restaurant is going to be fully organic. My restaurant is going to serve as a place for the youth to come and safely assemble after school, because what else is on the streets isn't good for them. You have to have those ideals, because those ideals program your field, and then people come in to help you reach that. But as these people come in, it is your sacred duty to protect your vision. If they're coming in trying to talk about, oh, money this, oh, money that, oh, I can help you with this, I can help you with that, oh, let's put in this, let's put in music videos, let's do this so the kids can... No, I don't want my kids to be sitting here and watching people get shot up and on these music videos and all this. No, I'm creating a safe space. I want them to come in here and engage. I'm going to put literature that they can read. I'm going to have like little machines here that they can use, like, you know, open their mind. So you have to align yourself with the principle and then move forward from that space. Oops, excuse the lighting, God bless. Okay, so I just thought, I think I'm going to align. I think I'm going to entitle this video, Align Yourself with the Principles of Tomorrow, Not with the People, okay? So, because if you do that, your measuring stick are your principles. And then you allow the people who share your principles, or who exemplify your principles, or who help to improve the vision of principles that you have. Those people can be let in. In fact, these two cards are under the deck. I just noticed them. Connect with the people around you, right? So it's like they're saying don't connect with the people, connect with the principles. But then here they're saying connect with the people around you. What this is saying, really, the combination of the two, is that let go of the past principles. And as you let go of the past and you clear up the past, look at her moving our stuff out there for garbage pickup. What you're doing is you are lightening your load and you are changing your frequency. Then, you know, once you've changed your frequency, look around you. Who in your life at this time is in accordance with that frequency of tomorrow that you would like to have? Who can vibe at that changed frequency, right? Those are the people that you want to connect with. So no more accepting people just because, you know, they're family, or just because, you know, you went to school with them, or just because you guys met somewhere and you hit it off. Like, you have to make sure that whatever you're surrounding yourself with, including people, is in alignment with the future that you would like to create for yourself. Let's take a look at these cards. Hey. Yeah, because look at that. I'm just seeing. Oh, no wonder. Okay. Here's that cycle. The cycle is ended. It's like a portal, right? And look at the cycle. As the cycle is ended, look at these three people celebrating. They're like, yeah, we did it. These are your peeps. This is your tribe. You guys did it. And look at this. 1, 2, 3 people and situations being rebirthed. That judgment card is about rebirth. But notice how these things are now dead in the water. They cannot follow where this rebirth is going. All right? And they're saying that they're helping a lot of us to identify those people, places, things, and elements that are not designed to follow us through this new beginning, through this rebirth. So some of you may still be kind of in that process, right? And some of you are already in the know as to who and what can't follow you. It just doesn't feel right anymore. And you're just asking yourself constantly, is this the right thing? Am I doing too much? Should I invite this person? If you're doing too much with those kind of questions, maybe the answer is no. All right. Now, speaking of that, we see one of our significator cards. Peace of mind is within reach. I'm seeing for some of you, this looks like a marriage card. So what I'm seeing is some of you have stress over a marriage situation, or a situation that is pretty much pretty much feels like a marriage, whether or not it's romantic, right? I'm also seeing for some of you, this is about school, like university of some sort, some kind of education that you're pursuing. I'm seeing you putting it to rest. There's a part of your spirit that doesn't want to do it anymore. And it's like, why am I still in here? And all the reasons that you list are because it's what's expected of you, because your society says. But as I'm seeing, there's no joy in there. There's no soul in there. There's no solace in there. The energy is just gone. It's like, there's no reason for you to still be there anymore. And so it's kind of like, if you need to quit and to close your education, do it, because otherwise you're just wasting money. Because God's like, what are you still doing there? And you're like, I don't know what I'm still doing there. So don't think that the universe is trying to push you to finish something that your soul isn't in anymore, okay? That's just you. I'm also seeing here something about a race car driver. There's somebody here who's a race car driver, and I don't know if the race car driver is the one watching. I feel that a female may be watching who's connected to a male race car driver. And I'm feeling her energy like, oh my God, yeah, that's me, right? Yeah, what is the message there? They're saying he's going to play it safe from now on. I think he's probably had a little bit of a wake-up call, maybe related to family. There may have been a family-related event. I don't know if it's something like his wife or a child was threatening to leave him, or he almost lost them, or through something, maybe he was being reckless, something like this. But it's the wake-up call, and the message is, message received. That's what they're saying. So this person, I don't feel, is going to hang up the race car driving, but they're definitely going to be approaching it from a more mature standpoint. And I'm seeing not just driving pell-mell, throwing caution to the wind, going there every Saturday, going here, all this, and shooting down the streets like that. It's more like, no, it's going to be more handled like a job, a profession is what they're saying. He's going to become more of a professional, in the sense that, and he might become more professional if he's actually doing race car driving. He might actually move up in ranks. Might start to get more endorsements or better deals. He might start to compete a little bit more professionally. But I'm seeing that he's going to start to treat it like a job, meaning like when it's time for me to report to the job, I go there and I exercise caution as I maneuver in this vehicle, because this vehicle can kill me. And not only me physically, but it can kill the lives of those who are dependent upon me. And so I like that energy that he's working with now. He's like, I see it. And I just feel like before he couldn't see it. He couldn't understand why the people in his life, especially women, why the women in his life were so kind of up in arms about this, and just like, and he understands it now. Whatever it was, yeah, just more respect for the gravity of what he's doing. And so that's a really, really good thing. So you can be at peace, whoever you are. I'm feeling the Virgin Mary is protecting him as well, looking over him. And the family as well, but she's looking over him, like being that female voice, like, listen, you need to do that. You need to pull that clutch right now. What are you doing? So I'm seeing that energy there for somebody. Okay, I'm also seeing cooking for somebody, right? So enjoying peace and connecting with peace through cooking. Craft work. And I'm also seeing somebody sitting outside on a bench, just taking time out, a peace of mind. So they might be connected to a church, and it's like, maybe you're the deacon is what I'm hearing, or, you just need space, and I'm just seeing you going outside on the back where there's just no energy. People aren't like looking for you back there, and you can just be relaxed and sit and connect. And it's almost like the quarters where you're supposed to be connecting, right? On the pulpit, or in the meditation quarters, or just whatever, or places where you just can't connect as much. It's almost like you go out back and you just have a seat on this bench. No bells, no whistles, and that's where you do your connecting. They're acknowledging that. And they're acknowledging it because messages are going to be coming through for you through there. And you might like dismiss it because you're like, this is strange, because the way the messages come to you, but they're saying you've never been more connected than when you're sitting on that bench. So it's almost like, well, you need to learn about that. Learn what that kind of connection is. If you're hearing voices, if you're seeing animals talking to you, if the ants are communicating to you, like little ants, cute, things like that. Those are new kinds of ways of intel, they're saying. And they're asking you to learn, as you make this new beginning, they're asking you to learn and respect those new modes of intel, of intuition. It's intuition at its finest, they're saying. They're saying God isn't going to just connect to you through a Bible. They're saying, yes, books can be useful in many ways, as they can often act as portals into different places. Of course, everyone can look in the same book and get a portal to somewhere else, right? God bless, so be careful. But they are, based on the energy that they're accessing it with. But they're saying to trust the intel that's coming to you in other forms. And I feel like they're going to be varying up those forms for you, right? So that you can learn different options. I'm feeling like even up to 8 different options, 8 different ways that you're going to be receiving intuitive information. And it's cool. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you felt like you saw some ants and like they were all talking to you and you're like, hello. It's like that. It seems weird to you, but it's not really weird. It's just the truth of what happens. You're just tuning in. They're helping you to attune. And I'm getting something for somebody in a trailer park. Every now and then we get the trailer park reading for somebody. They're doing this. Yes. Yes. They're approving. Whatever it is that you've got on your mind, and you're thinking, yes, 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 yes. They're saying, yes, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. It's perfect. Whoever that is. Okay? Okay. Where? And this card is, they're saying this card is coming through with just a blessing. It wants to lie down right here and hug these cards. What cards are they hugging? First of all, let's talk about the energy coming in. This picture is of a girl just blowing these little flowers, these vervain flowers. And it says from over-enthusiasm to motivation, right? So it's about tempering. But what they're showing here is that they're blessing your choices, and they're blessing your ideals, and they're blessing your mind, peace of mind. This is a very quiet, very joyful, very calm, very peaceful energy that's being blessed. It's almost like pink. It's almost like pink, gold, crystalline energy. Like, that's the best I can say it. It's the pink frequency overlaced with lattice work of gold. That's what it's looking like. And it's energetic, and it's got crystal in the gold as well. And crystal in the pink as well, but it's just like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. That's what's coming. It's filled with codes. It's filled with just everything. It's beautiful. So that's what they're dusting over you guys. That's what they're blessing you guys with. Wow, what a blessing. Feels good. I hope you guys felt that and experienced it as they were explaining it. They're also showing this card. It says Hornbeam. From being tired to new inspiration. But what I'm seeing is journalism. I'm seeing you being directed, guys, to different news sources. New sources of information. So it doesn't have to just be about news sources, but it's like they're clearing your mind, they're clearing your energy, so you're naturally going to gravitate to more high vibrational frequencies, which are they're saying the golden lines along which any information that you're going to need are going to come. This feels really, really good. I'm feeling it going straight behind my nose. That feels good, guys. That's nice. It's like a straight shot, and it's just like how she's being washed clean of this. It's like it's coming in and it's clearing out a lot of that grief energy that we have behind our noses. A lot of grief energy, and you guys don't know, but a lot of grief coming from news sources. Like, it's important to stay informed, but don't keep watching this bullshit if it's just gonna put you into fear. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how to like let everybody get it, but there is an agenda as far as what is put out there on the news, how it's presented, when it's presented, who it comes through, like the words, like all of this stuff. It's agenda based, and the people who are, delivering the news, they don't even know, right? And you have to understand that a lot of these things are also encoded. They're saying a lot of these things are encoded, they're brandished with stuff because they're saying mental workers, mind workers who are just good at what they do. A lot of them carry metaphysical stamps and metaphysical frequencies, features. A lot of it also is technology driven that just kind of cuts into the energy fields of people. So it's really entrainment. They're training you to be in fear mode, and they're saying they're turning you inside out. And so what they're showing is they're coming through and they're clearing us right now of all of that stuff. Because it's almost like being weighed down with 60 kilograms and then finding out that you didn't need to have 60 kilograms because it's not part of you. It's not part of your life. It's just something people are literally pumping into you for the sake of weighing you down. And so they're releasing that now. Thanks, guys. They're so good. I love when they come through with some energy healing, right? Yeah, so they're saying that's why we make mountains out of molehills. And the things that we should be really paying attention to, we're not even looking at because it's pure distraction. They're saying pure sugary distraction. That's a nod to the sugar in our diets as well, right? They're saying anything to get you out of your minds because you're such powerful beings. They're saying that other beings who are in control right now, who we would call extraterrestrial beings, they don't want you to realize who you really are and what you really are and your abilities. Because if you did, there would be no need for, they're even saying there would be no need for sports. Like, listen, I know that's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Right? But they're saying that there would be no need for sports. They're saying it again. There would be no need for sports. And look at how we're like, that's crazy. They're like, is it? And they're using the sports paradigm to show you how far off you are. That you are to the point where you're like, what do you mean? Competitive sports, we need competitive sports. It's a healthy dose of, they're like, no, you don't. And so, like, it might be physically, emotionally, spiritually, like something you can't relate to because it's so part of your makeup here and so part of what's been put into your genetics, your DNA, to have this competition, to have this somebody has to win and it's all for the greater good and this. And they're saying that's not true. And they're saying if you can't vibe with that, it should let that be a lesson as to how you need to calibrate yourself. And they're saying definitely not to the extent that sports has been elevated in our societies. That's crazy, they're saying. That's just crazy. And so, listen, guys, don't, it's just, that's what they're saying. And that's what they're channeling. So instead of, seeking to be like, y'all crazy, we should seek first to understand, take in what they're saying, meditate on it, go home, try to ask God, ask your angels, ask your guides to help you to vibe with that and see, or to show you what that's like. Help me understand where this is coming from. And then once you can feel the energy that they're putting forward, then you can be in a better position to make your own assessments, right? So they're saying, think for yourselves. They're saying, who do you think is pitting you against yourselves? Yeah, it's like people kill each other in the name of sports. People over-identify with sports teams that are completely fabricated, they're saying, just to keep people in different dominions, so to speak. to compartmentalize people. They're saying if you could see it from our vantage point, you would be shocked, you would be hurt above all. You would really be hurt, they're saying, to think that you would be so targeted as a people, as a conglomerate, as a whole host. Yeah, they're saying these things. They're conglomerates, they're hosts of institutions designed to chip away at you. It's crazy. Okay, yeah. They're like, we won't belabor the point, but they're like, get on it. Yeah, so, they do want me to make that point. Okay, they want me to make the point about the DMV. So for those of you who don't, and I'm like, why are they making this point? But for those of you who are not from the States or you don't know, the DMV is the Department of Motor Vehicles. And it's pretty much our department, that monitors in each state. It monitors, driver's license, road safety, things like that. They're saying shopping block. Okay. They're like, get rid of it. It's a department. If it has a D before it, get rid of it, they're saying. I'm like, but what about this department for this and that? And they're like, train your eyes to see the reality. They're saying, what if you never needed medicine? What if the only reason you were sick is because of the way that your life is structured and the decades and centuries and human civilization and training the religious dogma, this and that. They're like, politics. What if those are actually what are making you sick and it has nothing to do with viruses? And they're like, and don't get us even started on that. They're like, you are going to have to take it way back to understand what your original illness was. And once you do, and you really sit and you meditate and you really try to connect with that instead of batting it off like they trained you to do. Oh, that's crazy. What are you talking about? Sports is bad, and these departments, we need it. We need these departments to regulate things. And they're like, do you? And they're like, who sold you that idea? And they're saying, if you were born into an idea like that was already established because it's the way that your country was, raise your hand. Okay? And they're saying, we guarantee you not one of you would have your hands down. And the person who has their hands down is the one we need to talk to. And now they're raising their hand up. They're like, hello. Okay? So they're trying to say you're indoctrinated into a mass regime of indoctrination as a human species. So they're really, really, really trying to push to get us out. Look at them. They're bringing through this. And they're saying we don't care if we're the bad guy. We don't care if you look at us and you say we're aliens, we look gross, we're this, we don't know anything. A lot of them look human, by the way. But anyway, and we don't care if you call us kooks and that we are, stupid, and they're throwing it out there, and we're anti-vaxxers and we are conspiracy theorists, and there are people out there who need to learn to think. But they're saying that there is a body of knowledge out here, and if you can access that, and it would take you back to your real roots, and you will understand that, and they want to leave it on this, that you are born and raised to be a slave race, humanity. And they're like, period. Boop. That's what I'm getting, guys. I'm just a messenger. Take what you want, leave what you want, as we are wont to do as human beings, but that's what they're saying. They're saying you are born and raised to be a slave race. Now, if you want to wake up to that in your lifetime, there is an option. All the avenues are open to you, and they're saying that's what's special about this age range also, and this timing in society. That's why so many people wanted to be alive at this time, because they wanted to ride that pathway out of this design that we are so in. It's like a fishbowl that we can't see it because we're in it, but people from outside see it very clearly. And you've been trained to believe that there are no outsiders, and that you've been trained to believe that if there are outsiders, that they're coming to get you and steal you away and kidnap your children and rape your women and all of this. And they're saying, yes, there are beings out there who will have that agenda, and they're saying some of them are on your earth right now. We call them governments. They're leaving it at that. Or maybe I'm telling them to. I don't know. But they're coming through with that message, guys. And they're saying, wake up. Wake up. Because your kings and queens are not who you think they are. And your governments, these old governments, all of this, they're not who you think they are. And they're just agents of a greater state, and the state is not one that you will ever be able to rise in the ranks of, because you're there to service the state. And they're saying some of the statesmen don't even dwell on the planet Earth at this time. Wow. Get it, guys. I'm sorry. Guys, I'm sorry. This is like popcorn to me, but it's a very serious statement that they're bringing through for today's morning message. Wow, okay. I was just like, should I trust this message? But then the next card, look. Follow your flow from discouragement to trust. Guys, do not trip, chocolate chip. Listen, all right? They do not play when they come. And their energy, they're saying it's not even a laughing matter. They want you to get back to the truth of who you are. And they're saying you guys are so off from the truth that simple statements like the one they made about sports can get people to pick up a gun and kill someone else. It's strange, right? So they're saying you can extricate yourself from this system at the intervals of time that you wish. They're saying you chose to be on this earth at this time to honor this arrival of this information, this awareness, these disclosures, these many events. But you still have to go through your mental mind down here, and your minds are warped, is what he's saying. And he's saying a lot of you on the channel will already know this. So some of you will not be up in arms. You'll be like, I know, I just don't know how to get out of it. Some of you are already working to get out of it. Some of you, have mission-based things, mission-based entities around you. They're helping you. Yes, that makes sense. Mission-based entities, let's talk about that. Some of them are right here in spirit. They're saying, right over your shoulder. And my right hand's actually on my left shoulder right now. And some of them are on Earth, and they know exactly who they are. Some of these people doing these DNA activations, some of these people doing these kinds of things that you would consider off the wall. Listen, they are more connected than you ever can think. And they really, really are. And they will walk amongst the world knowing who they are and what they're doing. They're fully immersed in mission. They know fully at a conscious level. They're self-actualized, and they're here walking the earth for the sake of, lack of a better word, liberating people. Liberation. And you can choose to get on that liberation track and really move yourselves towards your greater destiny like you're supposed to be doing, but have been trapped for decades. I keep saying decades, but trapped for eons, decades, lifetimes through this design that you've just been going through, right? Or you can stay drinking the Kool-Aid. They're saying enlightenment is not just for the Buddha. Okay? Enlightenment is not just for the Buddha, and that's not what he came here to do. He stumbled upon it, right? In learning the truth about who he was. I mean, of course it was his greater mission, of course, but my point is you too can do it, is what they're saying. Yeah, speak it. I'm just hearing that this, what do we attribute to Jesus? That quote, it's like, this too you can do. Yeah, they're trying to let you guys know. They're trying to let all of us know. They're saying stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Start working together and stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Alright, that was actually, look at the last two cards which we saw already. It gives a new meaning to that. Let go of the past. As I'm seeing here, these are past forms, past life forms, past energetic mental forms, thought forms that you've created under this old regime. And they're saying connect with the people around you. What people? Connect with the people around you who are like you, your tribe. And these are the people who are connected. Look how look how they're frogs and she's a human being. She's like, yeah, you need to start connecting with the ETs off planet, some of whom are actually on planet and in planet. You need to start connecting with the ETs off planet who actually care about you more than some of these people posing as human beings. They're saying it's not real. They're saying it's so not real. And it's like it's not that they're coming through and it's a not fair kind of attitude, because that's a little bit of ego to be like, it's not fair that they don't recognize us, we're trying to help. But it's more like that's a sad, it's like that's sad kind of energy. Like, it's sad that, you know, the warping, the mental warping is so strong. And it's just like trying to work, imagine trying to get somebody out of a cult. Some people are so far gone in a cult that no amount of programming is going to get them out of it, right? If you study culting, if you want to get somebody out of a cult, you have to deprogram them, because their brain has come to create so many associations, and it's so inextricably linked. It's come to be inextricably linked on purpose, they're saying, to get you out of a position of empowerment. And this is like a large-scale cult that we are in here on Earth. All right? And so some of these people, what's his name? Van Eyck, all these people that we dismiss, the David Wilcock, you know, all these people that we dismiss as woo alien guy, things like that. And they're saying don't trust those things on the stations now anyway, like History Channel with the aliens. Yes, it's a good way to get started, but really just go get the truth. You know what I like to watch, guys, and I don't know if they're co-signing it or what, but I'm gonna give it to you. I like to watch the website Gaia.com. It's a streaming service. It's like $10 a month. God bless. And on Gaia.com, I love Regina Meredith. Oh my God, I just respect her so much as a journalist, as a woman, as an empath, as a soul. She's just great. She's a really great example of what socially responsible, conscious journalism should look like. But anyway, and I'm not saying she's not without her flaws, because we all have flaws and we're all here working on ourselves, but she's on mission. And you have to start looking, guys, to people who are on mission. You're either on mission or you're off mission. And if you're off mission, you should be working towards getting on mission. Okay, that's all there is to it. And sometimes your mission is about being of service to the world and this and that. And sometimes you have to also, your personal mission may just be extricating yourself, working through stuff to get yourself onto the path of enlightenment and alignment that you need to be in. And if you're not doing that, then you're drinking the Kool-Aid, all right? And there are things that you have to work through. And sometimes, yes, we do have to stay in those places where we're struggling for years and years, but it's got to be one where hopefully it doesn't just consume you and you know what, and if it does, and for whatever reason you can't get out of it, like many of us in our last lifetimes, right? Just because you're kind of on mission this lifetime doesn't mean that the struggle wasn't real last lifetime and you couldn't do it. But it should be something you're always working towards. And I think that if you tune into this channel, if you're attracted to this channel, most likely you're on mission. Because, as you guys know, part of my mission is literally to help people awaken to theirs. It's not to help with some other stuff where other people's missions are that, like, this is mine. So usually if you're seeking readings with me, regardless if it's about a love relationship or you want to know if to move or whatever, you'll most likely find out there is a spiritual mission that you signed up for and it's time for it, or it will be time at some point. Anyway, so our guides and angels are coming through, and thank you so much to that benefactor is the word they're saying, that person, I don't know, consciousness, what's the word, consciousness that has come through to help us in this reading. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, because you know I can keep going. So thank you guys. Mwah. Again, mwah. Do your best, guys. Connect with yourself, connect with your guides, look up, start asking questions, turn inward, do your best. If you have questions, please let me know. You can also seek a reading from me as well. The information's in the box. And if you'd like to donate, thank you. Support. The link is in the box below as well. Have a beautiful day. Bye.